So yeah, Giant Monkey Fight Giant Laser Lizard, the movie, is pretty awesome, right? But for this being the film that is the first major blockbuster event in almost 2 years, I kinda wish they had put a good movie around it. That being said, I had a great time with this film and I'm going to explain why, but also explain why I think this film in particular is so important to the film culture in general. As we reach somewhat of a final stretch in this pandemic and get life to whatever kind of normal it was before, or more likely whatever kind of new normal it will be moving forward. Godzilla vs. Kong is classic kaiju madness, filled with giant monsters, mad scientists, and uninteresting B-plots that you immediately forget about, due to it completely being overshadowed by the giant monsters. And I'm going to start there. The monster fights in this film are amazing. I love every set piece for their battles, and honestly I have a hard time deciding which fight I love more between them, whether it's their first battle on the naval carrier ship, or the climactic fight of the monsters rampaging through the urban landscape of Hong Kong. Both are so uniquely different and offer different strengths and liabilities to the two combatants. And that is really the secret to why this film works so well. Director Adam Wingard has a unique sensibility when it comes to filming kaiju battles. Wingard has a knack for changing camera perspectives during the fights, sometimes panning out to a wide shot and letting the fight between the two monsters breathe, but then also knowing when to switch to a closer angle on some individual hits to emphasize the brutality of the action. The action displayed on screen is brutal, especially some of the hits that Kong takes. They really highlight the viciousness you would expect from watching a giant monkey fight a giant lizard. One scene in particular shows Kong with a dislocated shoulder popping it back into place using the side of a building, being filmed with the confidence of knowing, yeah, that's right, that just happened, and you've never seen that before, have ya? Oh, and Mechagodzilla shows up at the end, and when the two monsters team up to fight him, it's amazing. And they do some really cool things with the mechanical aspect of the kaiju that makes it another interesting fight, adding to the film's collection of amazing action. On the other hand though, the parts of the film that do not work as well is just about anything involving the human characters. None of the characters really have any personality showing through on screen, and the two separate storylines are not really that satisfying, and they really don't amount to much by the end of the movie. They also don't relate to one another or come together until the very last scene of the film, and you are left scratching your head wondering, was I really supposed to care about any of this? Because all I can remember about any of these people are any scenes that they interacted with the giant monsters. Now that isn't to say anyone is necessarily bad in their roles. I actually think the actors are really good. It's just that they don't have much to go on screenplay-wise, because everyone knows that this time is just being used as filler, and everyone wants to just get to the part where the giant animals fight each other some more. The one standout for me personally is Kaylee Hoddle, the young deaf girl who plays Jaya, and she really stands out among the human side of the cast. Her unique charisma and her wide range of facial emotions leads to her, in my opinion, carrying the B-plots on her back for the entire film. Overall, Godzilla vs. Kong was a good movie, and was such a great experience to go see in the theater for the first time in over a year. Which brings me to my other point. This movie needs to be seen on the big screen, as long as you feel safe and comfortable doing so. But as mentioned earlier, as far as we in the States are concerned, we're finally starting to open up towards a new normal, and with that comes the reopening of the movie theater business. And with Warner Brothers releasing Godzilla vs. Kong on HBO Max, alongside the theatrical release, I really can't stress enough that a film such as this is a spectacle. It's an event. And like all great events in life, whether it's a sporting event, a concert, or a wedding, moments like this are not just about the moment, but the people you're experiencing that moment with. Now, I'm not saying to act reckless or irresponsible to yourself or anyone around you concerning the pandemic. But what I am saying is when the world goes back to normal, we as moviegoers need the experience of the theater, and we need to support the jobs that help make the movie experience possible. Just remember the thrill of seeing Star Wars back in theaters for the first time in over 10 years, or taking your significant other to the biggest new horror movie as a Friday night date, or the agony the whole theater felt when Thanos finally snapped.
Should have gone for the head.
Or how everyone lost their mind when Cap picked up Thor's hammer. Films like Black Panther, Wonder Woman, and Get Out were all cultural redefining moments, and that were all experienced through the communal feeling of seeing blockbuster films in the cinema. And I hope that Godzilla vs. Kong can be the jumping off point for our film community to become together again. Thank you for watching this video. Please leave a comment and tell me what you thought about Godzilla vs. Kong. And let me know when you will return to the theaters, and what movies you're excited for coming up. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe. I would much appreciate it. This is Piccolo's Left Ear signing off, and have yourself a wonderful day.